Donna Hopkins, Pro Football Plus, out here as the Commanders get geared up again, Lake. And we were in the bubble today because of the weather elements. But what did you see early on?
I saw a football team that was competing. Obviously it's, OTAs, it's not violent, it's not mandatory, but everyone was here pretty much. Laramie Tunsil was here. Honestly, for me, Donna, the thing that stood out to me was obviously seeing Jaden Daniels under center, and he looked really comfortable with it. It didn't look like it was something foreign. He actually looked really good.
And this wasn't mandatory, and to have everybody here is really key for this team as they move forward. Marcus Mariota basically said, look, 5 wins last year wasn't going to get it done, and now you got new offensive system going in, a new defensive system going in. What did you see from east side of the ball? Running back room, 6 guys in camp right now. Talk to me about both sides of the ball.
Yeah, on offense, they looked faster. I think you saw a lot of the receivers, Van Jefferson, a new face, De'Ami Brown, a familiar face who's back. You saw a lot more speed that was on display. You saw running backs making plays as well. And then I think on the defensive side of the ball, again, you could see the speed in the linebacking core. Sonny Styles moving all over the field, just looked really comfortable. And again, it's early. But when you see a good football player, and he looks every bit the part of their number 1 pick. And, Leo Chenal was out there running around and making some plays as well. So, again, I think the thing that's going to jump off is just the overall athleticism and speed, especially on the edges, too. And you heard what Javon told us afterwards. I can't repeat it, but he said basically they got some of those guys.
Yeah, and it was good to see, now that you're talking about the defensive side of the ball, the linebacker position, got to talk to Jordan McGee a little bit about how he saw that room, and he said you can do so many things now, because of the speed and those few new guys that you've got like Chanel and basically Styles. Linebacker room, a lot of new faces. Could you talk a little bit about just this start and that linebacker room?
It's good to be back out here, especially with the whole team. We're just out here putting in work, competing. With the new addition of Sonny, he's a great player, an athletic freak. We got Leo, athletic freak too. So it's definitely gonna be a good room. We got a lot of good pieces, a lot of good rotational pieces. So we'll see where it goes going into fall camp. But right now we're just competing, helping each other get better. Iron sharpens iron.
And talk about those new players as far as Sonny, the new additions. What are you seeing early out of those games, and how are you seeing that linebacker room with added those guys?
I just see a lot of versatility in everybody. Leo being able to play edge like a Sam and play Mike or Will. Same with Sonny, Mike or Will. So just that versatility is the main thing.
Talk a little bit about the as far as the safety cornerback room also.
Yeah, you saw different looks, and they were interchangeable. That's the other thing that stood out. Will Harris looked comfortable back there. Nick Cross did as well. He's a guy that can actually call plays if need be. So I think from a communication standpoint, those guys are – it's not going to be what we've seen in years past where guys are out there looking like robots, not knowing where they were supposed to be. And then obviously I think all that starts with Durante Jones. I just think that right now – you can see that they're going to have fun on defense. It looks like, they're out there able to play fast, able to play free, and more importantly, able to play physical. And we've heard that mantra for a long time, but maybe this year it finally comes to fruition.
As we switch over to the offensive side of the ball, as Lake said, we wanted to see Jaden being back out there, and you could just see the receivers that he's got in-house right now, just the connection there. But I want to go to the running back room. 6 running backs in the room right now, and you've got multiple guys. I saw Allen get a lot of play today. Bill, wasn't out there really as far as there, but that room is loaded. It's going to be some tough decisions there made.
Oh yeah, you've got 5 guys that are vying for 4 spots. You might have 6 guys too because you have the undrafted free agent. The kid, I like him as well. So I think that, again, competition breeds, you just better play. And I think all these guys are going to have their A game. But I like the running back room. I think they have a mixture of everything you need, from speed to power to a guy in Rashad White who can catch out the backfield. So they've got a little bit of mixture of everything. So they don't need that one guy that can do everything when you have four guys that can all, bring their own flavor to the soup, so to speak.
The wide receiver room, I still think you still need to add that body, but I did like still some of the catches I saw there. Talk to me about that room also, the wide receiver room.
Yeah, obviously led by Terry McLaurin, and Terry looks like he's in midseason
like
form.
Terry.
Yeah, he's catching everything that came his way, got down and dirty on the ground for some catches. So he's a lead by example guy. That's why he's a leader and a face for this franchise. And I think for him to be back, because remember last year he wasn't here at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was here, and then when training camp started, he wasn't. But I think for him, I think it's important to have that chemistry with Jaden and all the new guys. Like you said, there's some new faces in the room. And for Terry to be out here leading, to build a rapport with, say, like a Chigakonkwo, it was the first day, for us at least in the media, to see them. They've been out here already. But, for us to be able to see them, I like what I see. I think, you can see that there's some talent on this team.
And fans, it's early, so we're just talking about some earlier things that we saw. But let's go to the tape, because I got to talk to, on the offensive side of the ball, Trent, Jerome Ford, one of those running backs that jarring for position. Hey, Jerome, the start of everything today. Just talk about being out here, and how do you see things right now?
I see it as fun out here with the bros. Great group of guys. I just met them not too long ago, but it's been fun. And today, everything that we've been going over lately, we're able to put it on the field, and we're having a good time doing it.
And just putting the pieces together, playing with a new team and everything, how has it been with you picking up things quickly?
Well, it's been great. Great coaches, great staff, great teammates. If you don't know something, there's somebody always around to help you. I think it's been easy to pick up with that type of support. And
a loaded backfield. It's sixth in the house. Is this the most running backs that you've seen in the backfield? And how do you see that backfield?
It's just about, that's a lot of backs. But I see it as good. I see it as a good thing. A bunch of backs to learn from, older guys, young guys to teach. And I think we'll have a great room.
What's it like for this offense learning everything brand new? Even the guys that have been here, it's a new system entirely.
It's been a grind, but we got each other. So, everybody helping everybody, from coaches, players, quarterbacks, wide receivers. If you don't know something, somebody know.
And David,
you go ahead.
And David Blau, basically a new offensive coordinator. How have you seen him as far as the things that he's putting in place? He said that he wants to run the ball this year.
He is still in a great foundation with running the ball. He's been a big help for our offense. He our engine. We're gonna work behind him.
A lot of new faces across the board and everything on this team. Talk about just this team this year and how you see things as far as some of the new faces across the line too.
You got a lot of guys coming in, even the younger guys buying in early. And I think you got the guys from the core guys from last year that just set that tempo, set that aggression from, starting the tempo for this year to get ready. And so the young guys and the new guys are stepping right in and coming along. Everybody's competing. That's the general theme of our team right now. And so I think everybody buying in on that, and iron sharpens iron is the only way we can go.
What excites you about this season?
Which what?
What excites you about this season?
Just getting out there and getting it going, man. After you have a season like last year, man, it's good to you put in all the work in the off season through OTAs, training camp, to get that taste out your mouth. And so we just looking forward, everybody coming to work every day trying to get better, and excited about doing it one day at a time.
5-12 is not going to get it done. And the more that guys understand that, the more that we can all collectively get better, it's going to be a good spot to be in. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it wasn't what we wanted last year, but it's a great learning tool, great learning experience for a lot of these young players. And I think it's going to create that foundation that we need for this season.
And it's early, Lou, as the OTAs get started. This is not mandatory, but everybody was here. What was you impressed about most today?
I think what you just said, that everybody was here. That's huge, Donna. You can't understate that or overstate that enough, that Laramie Tunsil was here. Terry McLaurin was here. Everybody was here. I don't want to gloss over that. The fact that everybody's now buying in or wants to be here and is here for this season, which starts now, not in training camp, it starts now. That's huge. That's huge. And so obviously this is like the first day of school for us. People running around, the energy's there. I mean, it's just good to see football again. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, we cover a lot of sports, you and I, but we spend more time with this team and in this location in Ashburn than anywhere else. And to see 11 on 11, see Jaden healthy, to see the new parts come in and just the possibilities. That's why football is so exciting, because there's always that possibility. But your best ability is your availability, and everybody was here. So I think I don't want to gloss over that.
Yeah, I was excited about being here because this is the first day that everybody was here, as far as all the veterans, the rookies. And then you when you look at last season, 5 wins, it's important to be able to see Jaden earlier on. And I saw, him clicking with the receivers in the running game, being able to run the ball out of the backfield. What did you see in Jaden today as you watched him being back out there?
I just see a young man that's hungry. He know what happened last year, and it's not. I mean, you could tell it really, really affected him. And so he's just so happy to have another opportunity to play football again. And that's good if your quarterback is like that. We've heard from multiple guys that he's still one of the first people in, right? It's not like year number 3, he's taking a step back, whatever. He's still one of the first people in the building, beating the coaches here. I mean, you want to hear that. It's not just talk. I mean, this is actually happening, that your quarterback is hungry. And when your quarterback is hungry, there's no better feeling in an NFL city when your quarterback is hungry to play football. So I obviously we're going to be, we're going to be watching those coordinators, Durante Jones and David Blau. They've never been in the pressure cooker before, but now what we're seeing is how do they methodically go through a practice? How are things happening? That's what we're looking for. And so far, so good. So far, better be good, right?
And you're right. What did you see out of him today, in the early stages of him trying to put the pieces together of his scheme?
I see a lot of creativity in him.
Yep.
Again, the downside is he's never done it before, but the upside is nobody's ever seen him do it before. So there's no book on David Blau yet. So again, it's just going to be interesting to see where that mind is and how exotic. I mean, we're professionals, so we see things and we build relationships with people. But the big knock on Cliff Kingsbury is he didn't adjust in game. Like he had a lot of parts and he didn't use them effectively. I think David Blau has an opportunity. It's not you're the offensive coordinator, not just of number 5, but of everybody on the offense, right? And if things are a game comes in and you see that the running game is where you want to go, don't run away from it. Don't go away from it, right? And so that's what we're hoping. That's what we hope to see in the off season and to training camp. It's like, okay, when we get to those joint practices and everything like that, are you staying with something or are you abandoning it for some analytics or things of that nature? And that's what I see from David Blau. It looks like he's willing to take some chances.
Yeah, we saw that. So as you move over to the defensive side of the ball, Dante Jones, you talked about him. And we know that looking at him in Minnesota, that this was a guy that really brought along the secondary. And we know last year that the secondary for the Commanders was a disaster. So when you look at that side of the ball and you look at the pieces that they've added as far as up front, the linebacker room, and even in the back and everything, what did you see today from that side of the ball and those key pieces that Durante Jones put together, his scheme?
Right. So when we talked after the whole offseason was over and the pieces that they brought in, I told you that my favorite acquisition that they brought in here was Leo Chanel, right? And to see him up close, I'm even more excited, right? To know that he played multiple positions in Steve Spagnuolo's defense in Kansas City, I think he is going to flourish. I just have an expectation, not Luke Kuechly, but I mean, I just have an expectation that he is going to be one that's going to be used a lot, right? I still have Donna. I still have my concerns about the secondary. I don't think they did enough. I hope that Mikey and Quan and all those, it just was, the drop-off was so stark that I hope it was just one of those things, right? But Nick Cross, I'm just really excited. They need to step up because, again, it's all about giving Jaden Daniels the ball back. Everything, all the stuff that we're out here watching and everything like that, it all predicated on number 5, right? The offense keeping him upright and healthy, and the defense giving him multiple opportunities with the ball in his hand. And it's too early to tell, but that needs to be point number 1, 1A, 1B, and 1C, right? Give Jaden Daniels multiple opportunities with the ball in his hands and not him sitting there pressing, not knowing if he's going to get the ball back for 5-10 minutes while the defense can't stop anybody. So Durante Jones has got his work cut out for him. That up front I'm excited about. That linebacker I'm excited about. The secondary, I still got some questions.
Hey, but look at this. If they get the pressure up front the way they should get the pressure, you're not going to have to worry about the secondary as much because I think the drop-off last year was the injuries up front, and they couldn't get to the quarterback. You look at some of the other teams across the NFL, the Super Bowl champs that they've got to play in their whole home opener, those guys defensively got after people. So this is a team that, to me, they put the pieces together up front to be able to help that. But let's change it.
Conversely, 2 years ago, they did get that pressure, right? Fowler. I mean, how many sacks did Fowler have 2 years ago? Like that's exactly what you're talking about. If you can get that push in the front and the linebackers bring in heat, then the secondary won't be as exposed. So you're absolutely right. We need the defense from 2 years ago that was causing havoc, right, that got them those multiple turnovers, than last year where there was no push and they were just on an island. Because the offensive threats in our division alone requires a secondary that's going to be to the task. So,
and even more, what's required is special teams, because we know that we got to get the kicking game right. And today, what I saw out there as far as them kicking the ball, it was pretty impressive. The competition there, I want them to get that area. Where did you see from there? Because they were booting from 53 yards, high kicks, and nailing them too. And we know that, look, this is inside the bubble. When the heat comes, are you going to be able to do that? They have to get that area right also.
Yeah, I mean, they call it special teams for a reason. It needs to be special. And, you know, there was times where you can't say that that unit was special, right? And so now, you know, that's going to be that glue because they're going to have a lot of tight games. It's going to be a lot of field position. You look at the first 6 games of the season, Donna, that you've talked about on multiple shows and I've talked about on multiple shows. You got 3 division opponents. You got the Super Bowl champion. You got to go to London and you got to fly to San Francisco. I can't see any of those games being any blowouts. I feel them very, very tight, and field position is going to be of a premium. So, again, you got to be able to punt return. You got to do, I mean, again, exotic. People think to move around. We need to, I want this team to be so unpredictable that it's going to be fun to watch. That's what I need.
And talking to Marcus Mariota again, he's talked about those 5 wins that they only had last year. And he could see the difference in this team as they start early, the hunger there, not to repeat that disaster last year. So I'm excited about this early stage of what we were able to see from the multiple positions.
You know what I'm excited for?
Who is that?
The reboot and the second coming of De'Ami Brown. I actually, listening to him, I asked him the question, what has he learned about himself? Just he's a very mature young man, and I just feel that he might be one of those surprises, you know, because everybody's like, what are we going to do? Who's going to be the complement to Terry McLaurin? It may just already be in the house.
We're back again, De'Ami Brown, from number 2 to number 6 this time. De'Ami, this is all starting again and everything. Talk about being back out here, and what have you seen from this group early on?
So, you know, it feels good to be back, first and foremost. But I think this group here, it's a great group. We have a lot of guys that have the ability to make a lot of plays, and I think Blau, he's going to put us in the best position for us to be the best team out there, be the best offense out there, and score a lot of points.
Second time around for you being back here. What have you seen from yourself being back here with a new offensive coordinator this time?
For me, it's just staying focused. Whatever happened in the past doesn't even matter anymore. It's just continue to be intentional and do that day in and day out and stay focused and just be me.
It may just already be in the house. I just feel that, you brought him back. He was good when he was here. I think he's going to be even better this time around. Did you feel that when you talked to him?
I did, but he just can't play no basketball. He needs to just stick to football. But you know what? We're out here at Commanders headquarters as we go past day one because we got so much more. And I'm excited about later on in June to be able to talk to the coordinator. So Lou Holder here with me to kick it a little bit, our assessment of the day one of OTAs that everybody showed up. Donna Hopkins.
Donna Hopkins.
Pro Football Plus.
The best. She's the plus in Pro Football Plus.